Hi guys, it is me, Dom. I am going to be reciting a daily poem. As y'all know, I have been reading from the book Milk and Honey. And if you haven't, this is what I've been reading the past couple of days. I am on the last aspect of it. And hi puppy. Hi, baby. And the last aspect of it is the hurting. Like I kind of said before, I went backwards. So we started with the healing, the breaking, the loving, and last or first, the hurting. So that one starts on page 9. And I'm just gonna kind of, again, go through it and recite a poem. Or, here we go. This one kind of, calls out to me, so I'm gonna read that one. It is on page 33, and let's get started. Emptying out of my mother's belly was my first act of disappearance. Learning to shrink for a family who likes their daughters invisible was the second. The art of being empty is simple. Believe them when they say you are nothing. Repeat it to yourself like a wish. I am nothing, I am nothing, I am nothing. So often, the only reason you know you're still alive is from the heaving of your chest. The art of being empty. Well, not what I wanted to talk about this morning, but hey, I mean, I think it's important to touch base on very positive things as well as negative. So, wow, I mean, relatable. I am the oldest daughter. I am a middle child. So just saying that out loud, everyone kind of gets that like universal reference of like, I don't know, being those things. But from my personal experience, especially with my ethnic background, I am Mexican and I grew up in a very Mexican household, or at least with cultural things. I feel like a lot of those things are, daughters kind of having this unsaid responsibility of being like, you're just supposed to like do what you're told, and you're supposed to, be the not be the provider in a financial aspect, but kind of like make sure everything's clean, make sure everyone's taken care of. As far as like my brothers, like they didn't have as much responsibility as I did. They kind of had more leeway. They were able to do more things. I always felt like I was the one being, the responsible one. And when I was younger, it was not something that I was very happy about. And, even looking back on it, I'm like, yeah, there's things that could have been, better. But that being said, this person's, the poem is meant to capture being hurt and, saying, I am nothing, I am nothing. The only thing that keeps you alive is knowing the physical feeling of hearing your heartbeat or feeling that heartbeat. I think overcoming those limiting beliefs and kind of just like figuring out who you are and what your purpose is and everything. Again, I feel like we've all been at that point in life where you believe you are nothing and you believe you have nothing to offer and you just feel kind of useless, or you're just here. And, as I was going backwards, it went from like the different phases, and this is the very core and the root. And with any sort of problem, the first step is acceptance and realizing that, hey, this is a thing, this exists. So, this one's talking about, your role in a family and what it is to be a part of a family. Growing up, you see many different walks of lives. You see many different relationships with families, with brothers, with, siblings, cousins, with everyone, parents. And you kind of grasp on, things you see and things you experience, and you go from there. And I feel like, yeah, it's very tough, just growing up and comparing things and wanting to not compare things, and understanding, especially when you don't know any better. You've only been on the planet for X amount of time, and you're expected to understand the concept of why you're here and how your relationship is supposed to be versus what you want it to be. There's so many different aspects, and I think it's very interesting. I wouldn't say people watching, but I love seeing different dynamics of people and different relationships, and how you're able to, cultivate that and create that type of relationship. I've met so many people and they're like, yeah, we're not even related, but they would die for each other, or, and this is just coming from a family relationship solely, not any sort of romantic relationship. And or you meet a teacher growing up and you just end up like keeping in touch with them, and you're just, you meet their children and that. And I love seeing people bond and, again, create those types of relationships that make you feel like you are not nothing, and that you are more, and you're able to do more and feel more rather than just your physical, hey, I'm alive. So yeah, this is a really cool poem. If anything too, I'll read the one next to it. It's fairly short. It's on page 32. Your mother is the habit of offering more love than you carry. Your father is absent. You are a war, the border between two countries, the collateral damage, the paradox that joins the two but also splits them apart. Wow, also relatable. Anyways, yeah, so I think, just relationships with parents, that's something that everyone has. Everyone has parents. If not, we wouldn't be here. But I think it's, from a very young age, you accept what your relationship is, because again, your parent is kind of the one that creates that relationship, and you just kind of have to deal with the cards that you're dealt with. And as you get older, then when you have a better understanding, you can kind of give back to that relationship and kind of change the dynamic if you wish to. And either your parents are gonna, reciprocate that, or they're gonna budge and there's gonna be problems. Personally with me, I've tried changing the dynamic a lot, and it caused a lot of problems, but I also feel very happy that I was able to kind of stand my ground and provoke that kind of tension. Not in a negative aspect, not like I was like, oh, I want to, argue and be this, but just like pushing boundaries and being like, no, like I want this, and I refuse to, have it any other way. And yeah, you are the border between two countries. So again, they're relating back to, your mom and your dad, and having an individual relationship as well as a joint one, but you're a part of both. So it's almost like you are the, the peacemaker. You're the one that is, not expected to fix things, but I guess in a broader sense, like you should be capable or be given everything that is of one of each, so therefore you can kind of mesh that together and create one. At least, I mean, you don't have to, but just like going off of what is being said here. But yeah, I think these are really cool poems. I'm probably going to be reciting from a different author and kind of move along. I'm going to definitely read through most of these. A lot of them are really, really short, so it's really nice. And they have, again, the cute little line drawing. So this is a really good book. I think when it was popular in its time, I feel like there was a lot of things. At least I think the age I was, this would have been like awesome. I just didn't get it. I thought it was too like, oh, you're trying too hard type thing. And also I don't know, at the time I was into other things more, so it really didn't gravitate towards me. So funny how it gravitated towards me now. And I think, I notice that stuff. I notice when, I notice things more, and when I notice things less, I think it's for a reason. So yeah, I'm really glad I read it. I hope y'all have a good rest of your day. I know the holidays are here. It's awesome and scary and cool. But yeah, holidays are here. They're almost over. And yeah, I hope y'all enjoy and have a good day.